Augsburg, West Germany, at the World Whitewater Canoeing Championships, we watched David Hearn of the United States in the canoe class. Eric, what's the difference here?
Unlike the kayaks, Al, in the C1 class or single canoe, the paddlers kneel and use a single-bladed paddle. Thus, their times are just fractionally slower than the kayaks.
David is 23 from Bethesda, Maryland, attended the University of Massachusetts, and crossed the finish line at 2:23.21. He was a happy man because in this, his first run, he was in first place. Then another Bethesda resident, John Lugbill, who attended the University of Virginia and has captured the gold many, many times.
He has won the World Championships the past 3 times and made his first U.S. team at the age of 13.
Lugbill losing precious seconds. Remember, Hearn had been spectacularly quick right through that very same spot.
It was that spot and more that put him more than 12 seconds behind David Hearn after the first run.
John, who demanded perfection, knew that that would not be good enough. We're showing you Hearn and Lugbill. It is a story within a story that deserves to be told. It resembles the lost world, eerie, forbidding. Strangely, here, 2 boys from Bethesda have found themselves and become men by dedicating themselves to the river. Their success is measured by the clock.
96-4.
This is David Hearn, canoe master. He's been stroking away here in the forest of Maryland for years, hoping to eliminate 1/10 of a second here, 1/10 of a second there. David would have been a world champion long ago, were it not for his good friend John Lugbill, who has 3 world championships, all over David Hearn, twice by less than a second. Yet they remain side by side.
The advantage we have training together is that we are bringing out the best out of each of us, and that we're pushing and striving to be the best that we can be. Maybe if we train separately, maybe I'd win all the time, or maybe Davey would win all the time. Maybe only one of us. It wouldn't be at as high a level.
Finally, in 1985, David Hearn has seen progress in his inner battle to win it all. He knows he'll have to beat Lugbill, and he has 5 of the last 6 times this spring. We asked David what it would feel like to lose to John at the World Championships again.
Probably not too good, but if he's going to beat me, he's going to have to put down a pretty good run.
Under one helmet, the serenity of confidence only a gold medal can provide. That's John Lugbill. Under the other, the turmoil that only split seconds can create. That's David Hearn. Sure, under both there's understanding of the whitewater, but also of each other. And that's friendship, on and on.
Despite his lead, Hearn could not afford complacency on his second and last chance. He had to be aggressive, too aggressive as it turned out. He hit the pole on gate 1. Thus, his bid for the World Championship remained on his first run.
And I'm sure that as soon as David hit that pole, he thought of one thing. His friend John Lugbill, perhaps the only man in Augsburg that day who could beat him, who could take away the World Championship he wanted so desperately. We watched Lugbill looking for a sign of the arms growing weary and the mind remaining clear. At the top of the course, he looked good.
Meanwhile, at the bottom, David Hearn waited. It was out of his hands. He was powerless and extremely nervous. In Flume, Lugbill had accumulated a penalty, and as he moved up through gate 28, he knew that speed would be his only ticket to a victory. But at gate 29, he capsized, and with it went any chance for winning.
All this was within sight of David Hearn, and suddenly his dream was within sight as well. David Hearn had this one, but in a later meeting we found out the competitive spirit was very much alive between these two. The long wait was worth it?
Yeah, it's been 8 years or so that John and I have been battling it out, and you know, the longer it takes, the better it feels when you do it.
John, I would guess right now the feelings in your heart are kind of tumbling around a little bit. You've given up the crown, but you've given it up to someone I'm sure you respect an awful lot.
Yeah, I'd rather lose a day than anyone else in the world. I knew I got beat by someone that's on top. Hate to lose still, though, you know. I mean, it's definitely a bummer to be second.
Run